I am Genevieve St. Monet, and I'm a Seattle artist. I do a lot of pop art. It's representational. I do a lot of like food-based pieces. Usually try to go for some sense of realism, but they also are kind of tinged with a little bit of eroticism. I love it because I don't know where it came from. I've been an artist my whole life, and I've tried a lot of different things, always kind of trying to appeal to a certain market or a certain audience, and that never worked. I did a lot of fan art, environmental art, like character design work, and it was super cool, but it just didn't stick at all. I sat down and I was like, what do I actually want to do? And it turned out to be this weird, like drippy, kind of like suggestive food art. And I honestly don't know where it came from, other than that I just got real quiet and I just kind of listened and started painting, and it turned out to be that style and that subject matter. But I kind of feel like it came out of nowhere, and I love that. It's mostly stuff that people tend to overlook. I feel like that's kind of the nature of pop art. For me, it's taking these really everyday, commonplace items and accentuating like the cult status. It'll like come to you in like a snap or like a flash. Like you'll be doing something else and you'll be like hit with the idea. Yeah, usually when I'm starting a new piece, there's some brainstorming involved with, you know, like what it is, the angle, like what state it's in. Like a lot of the stuff that I paint is really like common items, but they're kind of manipulated in a certain way. So I usually try to get a cool like state out of the piece, and I'll take reference photos and then I'll project it onto a big piece of plywood and I'll jigsaw it out and then start painting. And usually the slog is kind of in the first 80%. Like you have to prime it, you have to get the big shapes and the colors and the composition right, but the last like 20% is by far the funnest part. It's like when you get like the darkest darks and the lightest lights and like the glints and the little drips, like the personality of the piece really comes out in that final stage. Yeah, and then it's recognizable and it has a personality. As an artist, I want to make people feel a certain way. And I feel personally like I'm a really like lighthearted, upbeat, positive person, and I want people to feel happy when they see my art. Like I want them to kind of discover this new side of these really commonplace items that they see every day and be like, oh man, like look at that ice box. Like, yeah, I see that at like every gas station, every convenience store, but I've never really noticed it until you paint it and put it on a wall. You know, like people just kind of overlook it, but to me a lot of these pieces that I paint are things that you wouldn't really pay attention to in your everyday life, but I want that kind of spark of like joy to be with people when they notice an item that I've painted and they see it in the real world.